Oh, I saw this. Who in chat is Gen Z, be honest? So anyway, if you're a Zoomer, apparently you're dumb as bricks and you're gonna be disappointed. This is what each generation said what it takes to be financially successful by generation. And they're expecting the minimum to be financially successful is $587,000 a year. You know how few Americans receive that? You're gonna be so sad. And by the way, the few people that get this type of salary live in like, you know, downtown San Francisco and they still can't buy a house. The people that think they have this and are living somewhere with low cost of living, it doesn't exist. It's almost non-existent. Unless you own a business or you're like a tech executive. That's crazy. That's kind of cooked that so many Gen Z said that. Millennials with a comfortable 180K. By the way, equally delusional is boomers. Who still remember the 100K mark from, you know, from the 60s. Where it's like, yeah, you can afford a house and a family of 4, and that's the true sign of success. And it's like, in some parts of the country, maybe still, but in most metro areas, like that's still tough to like get all the check boxes people are looking for. 71% of Gen Z respondents said they expect to achieve financial success in their lifetimes. So 71% of Gen Z think they will hit this. I got bad news, bro. That's some terrible news. I mean, I guess aim high, but like you understand that the greatest way to feel, I don't know, resentment or disappointment is to have a huge gap between expectation and reality. Maybe they're assuming hyperinflation. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe Gen Z are doomer posting and saying, by the time I'm in my 30s, $587,000 will be equivalent to $4. That's possible. I'm not gonna rule that out. Average boomer retirement plan. Bison throws the young member of its herd to the wolves to escape. What the fuck?
A stroke of luck for the wolves.
What the fuck? The wolves aren't even on him. That's so fucked up. This is what boomers do in real life. That's crazy. The wolves are already all on the exit, and then he fucking kicks him while he's down. He could have plowed through the wolves. That's like making it harder to get loans on houses that are already super expensive. Maybe it's an honest mistake. You think this is an honest mistake? That's an honest mistake? Yeah, you're probably right. I got terminated this week, Sag, but I got a dope severance. I joined a union a few days ago, so I'll have my new job pretty soon. Great week. Damn, bro. You are taking a termination shockingly well. That same week, you got it all figured out? That's a quick bounce back, bro. That's not standard, I think. When will you do ATRIOC story time where you read a whole book about finance or something to chat while making witty remarks? Maybe Christmas Day. So what you're asking for is for me to ignore my family and go live on Christmas Day and read a finance book, and all of you guys are gonna skip your Christmas Day to turn on my stream and listen to me read a finance book. Like if I were to just open this up and say, the journalist had returned to Hunan the following day after the hazmat teams arrived. What? This is good. All right. Well, keep that in mind. Everyone just wait up. On Christmas Day, tell your family you can't hang out and just sit by your PC or your phone. Say, sorry, but Big A is going to go live. Hazmat, more like has cheeseburger. Am I right? And then we can put up a picture of a cat. Save that. That's a banger. I'm going to use Klarna for everything and then buy Klarna stock for infinite money. This is unironically what Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are doing with Bitcoin. Your joke is what's happening right now at a company that is now worth $100 billion. This is the most basic scheme ever, and it's working, and everyone is just nodding along like this is just brilliant. I'm so baffled. Not exactly he's giving away convertible because he's not giving away anything. He's selling convertible zero coupon bonds to places that can't get exposure to Bitcoin the regular route, and then using that money to buy more Bitcoin and keep the cycle going. We've seen a lot of really dumb rebrands recently. What's the best rebrand in history? The best in history? That's a tough one. I will say there's a couple rebrands that got a lot of flack when they happened and then very, very quickly were totally accepted and normalized. And I think the two that you might not even recognize are Instagram and Uber, that both did total rebrands and then then everyone was like, what the fuck? They fucked it up. And then everyone stopped caring in a month and they're like totally normal now. Hey, Big A, I read Red Rising and the characters didn't always act to maximize utility or future profits in defiance of economic scripture and the Reverend John Maynard Keynes or even John Neoclassical. Yeah, some of these books are really high fantasy. You know what I'm saying? They're so wild and wacky. They don't even, in the real world, we always maximize our economic potential. People aren't irrational. That's one thing I want you to know. How is Costco thriving? Bro, everybody loves fucking Costco. Costco is pure value. You know what the coolest thing about Costco is? From the beginning, they have said, we are only gonna mark everything up by about 14%. That's the profit they make. And they stuck to it. Even in situations where they had like a supply shortage and could have raised prices by more, there's just so many things, there's so many areas they could have done it. And they're like, if we do it once, we'll be tempted to do it again. So they didn't do it and they've kept that 14% markup and people can trust them. So, you know, you just generally feel like you're getting value there. Then there's the hot dog, which is just really a symbol. It's just a really well-run, efficient business. Everything about what they do all goes back to the idea of value. Even just being in a big fucking not decorated warehouse, people watch that and they go, wow, they're not wasting money on these things. That means they're passing along more savings to me. Everything they do in the consumer's mind all ladders back to like, I should shop here more. This is the place to do it. It's a great business. It's the type of business I wish I could have invested in when I was 6 years old. My biggest mistake was not going back to being 9 years old and putting $1 million into Costco. It's just such a great, constantly compounding business.